Me again. Time to do vocabulary power, chapter 4. So go to page 28 in your workbook, and the first word is bold. The chess player made a bold move. He believed he would win. Dana asks bold questions in class. She's never afraid to ask anything. Now they've given us the answer. Bold means confident, right? You're not afraid. You're not shy, okay? If you're a bold person, you'd walk into your boss's office and say, look, I work hard. I want a raise. You wouldn't be afraid to do that, okay? Number 2 is certain. So I know this word starts with a C, but the C sounds like S, like an S, okay? Certain. Are you certain that you know the way? I think we're lost. Chen Li is not certain about changing jobs. He needs more time to make a decision. So, certain. Is it completely sure, confused, or very tired? Completely sure. I'm 100% sure. So if somebody says to me, is 1 + 1 2? I'd say yes. I'm certain. Like, I know for sure. There's no doubt. Okay, number 3 is creature. So the T sounds like ch, like CH. Who or what were the first creatures on Earth? The boy studied the tiny creature on the ground. It was an insect of some kind. So is a creature a wild animal, a dinosaur, or any living thing? It's any living thing. Now, usually when we say creature, it's because we don't know what it is. We know it's a living thing, but we don't know what to call it. So let's pretend that I'm camping in the woods and I hear a noise and I look out the window and I see something out there, but I don't know what it is. I'd say to my husband, there's a big creature outside, right? So I don't know if it's a bear or a moose or what it is. It's just something. It's alive and I don't know what it is. Okay. 4 is degree. So 30 degrees Fahrenheit is cold weather. Each corner of the room is a 45-degree angle. So is that a temperature, a system for counting, or a measurement? It's a measurement. Now, just let me show you here. Now, if we're talking about temperature, we say 15 degrees, and we put that little circle up at the top. That means degrees. Or if it's really cold, it's -20 degrees. Now, in math, you study angles like these here. Okay, so the first one is a 90-degree angle, or it's 90 degrees. And again, we put the little circle there. The next one is 45 degrees. So if you are working in construction and you have to measure things, you measure a lot of things in degrees. So it's a type of measurement. It can measure angles or temperatures. Okay, next is exist. Now the X, it doesn't sound like X. It sounds like eggs, like eggs that we eat. Exist. The problem of homeless animals exists in many large cities. When I was a child, I thought that a monster existed under my bed. So, do you think that exist means to be real, to hide, or to change? It's to be real. So, you could say, do you think ghosts exist? So, do you think they're real? Or do you think they're just in stories and that's it? Okay, next is pattern. There's a pattern in my cat's behavior. Coco likes to eat and then nap in the sun. You can learn speech patterns by listening to people talk on the radio or TV. So pattern, is it the feeling of a person or animal, the things a person or animal prefers, or the regular way something is done? C, the regular way something is done. A pattern is like your routine. If you do the same routine or the same pattern every day, you might wake up, eat breakfast, work out, take a shower. The next day you wake up, eat breakfast, work out, take a shower. That's your routine or your pattern. So I know I can predict what you're going to do because you do the same pattern every day. Okay, next is rise. So the S sounds like Z, rise. It's cool in the morning, but later in the day the temperature rises, gas prices rose, and we tried to use the car less often. Now, rose is the past of rise. So is rise or rose to stay the same, to become too high, or to increase? To increase. So when prices rise, they increase. This item used to cost $5, now it costs $6 because the price rose. Next is serve. The waitress served everyone their meal with a big smile. My mother puts dishes on the table and everyone serves themselves. So serve, to prepare a meal, to give food or drinks, or to clean up. To give food or drinks. If you go to a restaurant, not like fast food restaurant, but a nice restaurant, you sit down, you place your order, and somebody serves you. They bring your food to you. Okay, you don't have to get it yourself. If they say you have to serve yourself, that would be like at a buffet. There's the food, you go get it, you serve yourself. Okay. 9 is shallow. The father let his young daughter swim in the shallow end of the pool. The river was too shallow for the big ship to travel on it. So shallow, calm or not moving, not deep or narrow. It's B, not deep. So when you go to a public swimming pool, there's the shallow end where the water only comes up to your knees or so. And then there's the deep end where you have to know how to swim or you'll drown. Okay. When you go to the beach, when you first walk in the water, it's shallow. And then it continues to get deeper and deeper and deeper. Okay. Next is stick. Why don't you stick a piece of tape on the box to keep it closed? The candy is good, but it sticks to my fingers and it's hard to get off. So stick, to put or be put on something, to close or be closed, or to break or be broken. A, to put or be put on something. So I have some tape here, right? So if I take this tape and I take off a piece, it's sticky, right? So I can just I can stick it on my nose, right? It sticks. Okay, I can, whatever. I can stick it on my arm. I can stick it wherever I want. You can see behind me here, I have all of my schedules and I stick them on the cabinet with some tape. Okay, so let's pronounce these. I'm going to say them and you just say them back. So bold, certain, creature, degree, exist, pattern, rise, serve, shallow, stick. Now, if you go to page 32, there are some more definitions. So, bold, again, confident, you're not afraid, you're not shy. Bold is also very clear and strong or bright. So you can notice here in the book, right, these words here are bold. They're darker than the words over here. Okay, so if you want something to really stand out when you type, you put it in bold type. It's darker and easier to see. Okay, so degree, so the measurement, like 10 degrees outside or 45-degree angle, or the level or amount of something, especially ability. So for those of you who have come from SAMIS or from the part-time class, you notice the degree of difficulty in my class is much higher, right? That might have been fairly easy, and now it's starting to get very difficult. So, because it's a higher degree of difficulty. Okay, rise can be increase in number, amount, or quality, like prices rise all the time. The number of COVID cases might rise again. Or rise can be physically move up, like the sun rises in the morning, it goes up into the sky. Next, stick. So again, you stick something. I stick these on the wall over here, or I stick the tape on my nose. Another stick is this here. Here's a stick. It fell off of a tree in my yard. Okay, so a stick is also a long, thin piece of wood that has fallen or been cut from a tree. Okay, now on page 33, sometimes we'll say certain people, and that's when we're talking about people, but we don't want to identify who. So if you and a friend walk into a room where somebody else is, and you know that the other person in the room doesn't keep secrets very well, and you want to tell your friend a secret, you'd say to your friend, let's go to another room because I don't want certain people to hear what we're talking about. Because they don't want to identify the person that they think is going to tell the secret. So they just say certain people, not saying who it is, but certain people. Okay, now degree can also be to what degree, means to what level or amount. So I could say, to what degree do you think learning English is important? So do you think a high degree, really important? Or a low degree? Not really that important. Okay, then serve. Serve as. So if you don't have the correct tools to do a job, you might use something else. Quite often, if I need a screwdriver and I don't have a screwdriver, I'll take a knife and I'll try to make a knife work, right? So the knife serves as a screwdriver. Okay, stick. We've already talked about how I can stick tape on my nose. Now, if we say stick together, let's say I go to a party with my friend. We're not really sure. We think, maybe some of the people there aren't good people. I'd say, let's stick together. So wherever you go, I'll go. Wherever I go, you go. We will stay together. We're not going to separate. Okay. Or stick with something. Like English. I know it's hard. It's really, really hard, and it takes a long, long time. But stick with it means don't quit. Don't say, ugh, that's enough, I quit. Just stick with it. Keep doing it even when it gets hard. Okay, so that's it for this chapter. So when you have completed chapter 4, as usual, send it to me and I'll talk to you later.